Hi everyone, there was a request from everyone to share the instructions of how to grow basil, Indian basil or tulsi plant. As you can see, this is few of the tulsi plants that we have been able to grow successfully with the mercy of the Lord. So I'm just sharing some tips here. As you can see, there are three critical elements as far as growing tulsi or basil goes. These three elements decide how fruitful your tulsi will grow. Number one is the soil. As you can see, there's a blackish soil. I will share the tips on the soil and the soil that I use that will help you determine whether you should go with the same or a different one. Second and most important is the sunlight. Sufficient amount of sunlight will help tulsi fructify in a very nice way. If there is no sunlight, it might cause an issue. Your growth of tulsi will not be that enormous as you can see here. And third is water. Okay, water plays a very critical part also, because the tap water that we are using consists of processed water which contains chlorine, and it undergoes various processing before coming to our taps. So not very much recommended. What I usually tend to do is I used to collect rainwater. These days it is raining a lot. I make the maximum utilization of that, and what I perhaps do is, I'll show you, I fill up the rainwater in bottles like this. I leave it to your discretion how you want to collect the rainwater, but if you can collect the rainwater, that will be ultimate for your basil. Try to collect those rainwater that you can, and then use rainwater to water your tulsi plants on a daily basis. Apart from this, what I do is, because Singapore weather is very humid, so you will see many a times below the leaves, if you see carefully below the leaves, you will see white ants, mite spiders and all. So what happens is, how you can detect a mite spider? You will see small cobwebs in between leaves wherever mite spiders are there. Secondly, white ants, whenever you shake a bit, or you can see white ants like small ants going around the leaves. If you see that, please be very cautious, and immediately you have to take certain actions that I'm going to brief you up later after this. Try to do that and try to get rid of this mite spiders and white ants as soon as possible, as this will help your Tulsi Maharani grow in a better fashion. What I did is I started using a spray bottle. This bottle of spray that I use, you will get it in DIY, that is do it yourself shops, for around $2 or $3, something like that. Fill it up with the rainwater. I filled it up whole with the rainwater, and then in this bottle I just dropped 2 or 3 drops of liquid detergent, right? So what happens is, that solution doesn't allow the white ants to stay, nor the mite spiders. So what I do is, 2 or 3 times a day I'll just spray under the leaves like this. So if there are any spiders or any white ants, you will see within 2 or 3 days of regular spraying 2 or 3 times a day, you will see all the white ants will be gone, all the mite spiders will vanish. This has been really effective technique for me, because my previous tulsi plants, previous basil plants, all you could see white ants and mite spiders, and they basically ate away all the chlorophyll, due to which the leaves turned from green to yellowish to brown, and you could see brown spots as if somebody was eating the chlorophyll within them. So this helps a lot. Do it 4 to 5 times a day if the infestation by the white ants or the termite spiders is more. If you do it 2 to 3 times a day, in optimal circumstances, if they are more than 5 to 6 times a day, every 3-4 hours you do it, so that you will get rid of that infestation. Once that infestation is got rid of, your Tulsi Maharani will grow nicely. Okay, these are the basic tips. What I do is, I tend to water these plants at least 4 to 5 times a day with little water, maybe half a cup or 1 cup, depending on how much water your plants or your soil can retain. Also important at this point is, let me make it very clear. Do not let the water collect, let it flow through. If the water is flowing through the pot, no need of trying to get the water to accumulate. No, let it drain through, but let the soil remain moist. So that is why I just water it 3 or 4 times a day. So what happens is that moistness in the soil is remaining, due to which the plants can grow very nicely. Also, one more important point at this time I would like to make: try to ensure that you try and plant tulsi from the seeds. Try to avoid bringing small transplants of the tulsi shoots, because that, as I have observed, doesn't work well for me. When you transplant it to a different environment, okay, if it is within your house only, you have like I did it from one pot. I made it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is fine. But try not to bring it from other place. If you bring it, if you have to transplant it from other place, then get it in such a way that you collect the soil around that tulsi, so that the retention of the environment of tulsi is there and the tulsi can grow. Otherwise, if you try to transplant it from other place to your place, the environment changes and the tulsi Maharani, 99.9% it will not adapt to the environment. Okay. One more tip I wanted to give you is regarding the flowering of tulsi. So you might see seeds of tulsi coming up like something like this. If you can see clearly, I hope. Yeah. So when you are seeing these flowers come out, do not let it grow till they dry. Okay. When this flowering happens and when the flowers start falling off, either at that time or 1 or 2 days before that, just take the first 2 leaves. If you can see carefully, there are 2 leaves at the base of this flower. Okay. Sorry for the not very clear video, but I'll try to get it. So with the first 2 leaves, pluck it with your fingers, something like this. Your second finger and thumb finger, use the nails to chop through. You use your nails like a knife. Okay. And chop it through with the 2 leaves. Why to do that? If you consistently do that, you will see branching happens. Can you see here? There are branches being created. Multiple branches are being created. So your tulsi or your basil will keep on branching. You can see the same here as well. We see multiple branches being created. This is because we remove the seed part of it. That will help it to branch forward in a varied way. You can see it here, you can see it here, you can see it here. This is how the branching will happen. Because if you do not remove the manjaris, what will happen is they will absorb all the energy. It is like in a very plain way, it is like when a lady is pregnant, all the nutrients are absorbed by the child. So the same way, if a manjari is there, if a flower is there, then it will absorb all the energy of the plant. So try to remove it as soon as it starts flowering or once the flowers start to fall off. Do not let it dry, because if it dries, it will take a lot of energy of the plant, and there is very high possibility that your tulsi plant might wither away. Okay, so try to do these things. And when you remove that manjari, that flower of the plant, also offer that to the Lord. You can offer it. Plus, whenever if you see to the base of this, okay, if you see from the base where it starts branching, you can see 2 leaves. Can you see this? I hope you can see this 1 leaf and the 2 leaves. 1 and 2. So whenever you need to pluck, when you are picking off that manjaris, try to pluck those leaves also, which are at the base of the branching. With that, you offer those leaves to either the deities at your home, either Lord Krishna or Lord Nrsimhadev. Offer them, and you will see it will branch in a varied way. You can see the branching has happened in a very effective way in this tulsi also. So 3 points, as I told you, 3 points quintessential, most important: soil, sunlight and water. Water, we use rainwater. Do not let white ants or termite spiders infest your plant. Use the spray, something like this, and keep it keep it moist, keep the soil moist. You see right now also the soil is moist, it is not dry and it is not very watery also. Just ensure these things and you will see tulsi growing very nicely. You can see your branching and all. Yeah, these are the basics. Please note, do not keep your tulsi plot on the floor. And second thing is, this is just from all these suggestions that I have given you. I have practically practiced this, and you can see, like, from one plant we had one big plant which withered away over a period of time. After that we did some experiences, and this is a collection of my experiences, and this is how it has grown. And as far as the soil is concerned, I'll give you a glimpse of what the soil is that we are using. Okay, so you can see there is a potting mixture. If you want, I can send you the photo of this, but this is the potting mixture that we use and it has worked quite effectively. Yeah, if any other questions, you can please reach out to me. And this is just a humble attempt. This is from my experiences that I have gained, which has resulted into the Tulsi Maharani fructifying very nicely, and I'm just sharing from my experiences. So in case you have any queries or questions or concerns, please you can raise it to me, and you can share the thoughts also. And it's good that we can care and share for the Tulsi plant, so that we can be benefited spiritually as well as getting her blessings. Thank you very much.